So
Sweet.
I'm here with Caleb. We're kind of solo act right now. Caleb, this is kind of late at night. I'm not gonna lie. Like right now, I'm really interested to see the crowd that tunes in. I know that Blake was he was wanting to be here, like sitting next to me, but obviously he didn't come out for that. So this is something for me that I personally want to know a lot about. So regardless if we end up with 100 viewers, 1 viewer, or no viewers, I'm going to make the best of this because a lot of people will catch it on the replay, and I'm perfectly okay with that. So we were just chopping it up before we got on camera, and I was telling Caleb about our website that we had built. So I tried SEO, maybe 2016, 2017 for sure, and the gist of what the guy told me. Now, we went into his office. We wanted somebody that we could sit down with. So we went into his office. He basically, I mean, they had a really good presentation. And for $6,500, and I'm going to throw this up there right quick. For $6,500, they built me this website right here. And anyways, I mean, y'all can see it. I actually gave it away to one of the a gentleman that bought a mastermind ticket. I put it up in the group and said, I'll give you this with the Facebook page and all that. And I mean, it's a pretty simple little website. Now, Caleb, this is what I was told. I don't know how much information of this is correct, but I was told that if we needed to mention a bunch of times and have a blog that would mention a bunch of times, like we wanted the state of Texas, but what he ended up doing was Waco. And so you can see they had the blogs are coming up. So you can see the blogs, and it would mention foreclosure over and over again, and how to sell fast, stop foreclosure, to get it to the front page whenever anybody would Google foreclosure naturally. Now, and there it is, Waco. Like I said, told you before we got on the screen, I wanted the whole state of Texas, but they ended up doing it in Waco. Obviously, it was 2017. So this is when we were doing this, and we wanted to do this to kind of go with the rest of our marketing. And what we ended up with was obviously a very clean website. I mean, we've got a really nice website, but we paid $6,500 just for the website. Does that sound right?
For that, no way. I'm sorry, but we've built websites that are that much, and they have been extremely complex e-commerce stuff with 500 products you have to optimize, like that type of stuff. For building out a custom site, I'm charging people in the ballpark of $1,200 to $1,500, roughly. And I mean, that's coming completely optimized with everything. And I can tell you this because I did see you put that out there, and I did, checked it out. Not optimized whatsoever. We'll talk about some of this, what I mean by not optimized, but they definitely missed the boat on a few things. Most of kind of the web guys, they can build stuff. It looks fantastic. You know what I mean? But it's just not optimized for SEO like it should be. So we're going to get there. But
so let me tell you the next part. So we paid $6,500 to have them build the website. After that, they charged us $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month to, and I don't know what they were doing. Like I was telling you, like it never produced a lead on its own.
Which that number sounds about. I mean, for what you're shooting for, that's probably about close to right. So
okay, so $2,500 a month is on the money. But what are they doing for that $2,500 a month? So if I don't see anything popping up on my website, like if they're not, like what's going on in the background for $2,500? I mean, it wasn't a pay-per-click marketing campaign that we were paying for. And I would Google it. I mean, I don't know how many times a day I would Google it. Like, I would Google all kinds of
everyone.
Stuff.
I see that Andrew's here, man. Ask him. We first had everything happening. I tell you what, man, constantly he was checking it out. Not, man, he's just completely fine. But all the rankings are. But and everyone, they totally do that. But unfortunately, man, it's sad. A lot of individuals go through that stuff and they're looking like, well, what the heck's going on? I mean, I'm surprised. So did they not send you like ranking reports or any of that stuff?
I wouldn't know. I mean, it wasn't coming to me. Jacob would have been getting all that.
Okay.
And, I mean, we paid for 1 month. We paid for 1 month. And for us, I mean, that was a lot of money. That was a lot of money because I was handwriting letters. How this came to exist was I was handwriting letters that said, I can stop your foreclosure. That was it. And so we got the I can stop your foreclosure.com. And so then I would put I can stop your foreclosure.com on my letter. That's it. I mean, a postcard, like a literal postcard in an envelope. I can stop your foreclosure.com, and I would hand address it. And we were writing the Propelio appointment of substitute trustee list, and we were picking up sub twos. That's why we wanted to do foreclosure. So we're doing that, and this kind of gave them a landing page. So we got people onto the website that came through as leads, but it was from the letters that I was writing every day at lunch. It had nothing to do with the SEO because, you know, they weren't finding us organically. Now, oddly enough, since all of this, we turned all of it off, every now and then this thing would bang, it'll produce a lead. You know what I mean? It just throws one off. And so we still do get found, but there was some things that I remember back in the day, and maybe I shouldn't give it all away on here, but, you know, like short sales. If you're Googling, how does a short sale work? I wanted this website to show up. You know what I mean? I wanted to beat the short sale people to the punch. Like I wanted, you know, I'm behind on payments. Like I need a short-term loan, like a whole bunch of stuff that I went over with those guys that, you know, if I was facing foreclosure, things that I think I would Google. And, you know, it just never came to fruition. Now, I will tell you this, because Caleb, you're going to think this is really funny, really, really funny. I went in and I did some pay-per-click ads. And I have no idea what I'm doing, right? Like I'm just in there. I'm like, then I didn't even have enough sense to go to YouTube and learn how to do it. So I'm just turning shit on, putting in phrases and all this kind of stuff. And I spent like $1,000 in pay-per-click ads trying to get this website to trend. Now, one thing I did do was get it on the map and all of that. So that worked out a little bit, but I went and did the same thing with my YouTube channel. So like this YouTube channel that we're on right now, I wanted to run ads just in front of Propelio videos and in front of Max Maxwell videos. Those are the only two videos I wanted my ad to show on. And so I put it on there and I'm watching YouTube videos and it's saying, turn your dollars per day up and all this kind of stuff. So I'm playing with it. And then I forgot about it and I never turned it off. And one day, I mean, all of a sudden it just spends $1,000, just like boom, boom, boom. And we get a bill from Google for $1,000. And I'm like, where did that come from? And I wish I don't even know where to find it at, but if I get it on a shared screen, I want to show it to you because it's funny as hell. It's just flatlined for 3 months, and then it spends $1,000 in 3 days. And I was like, well, how did that happen? It wasn't even playing it on Propelio or Max Maxwell. I was playing it on like home garden videos and stuff. And I was like, yeah, you gotta mess this up that bad. So that honestly is why I was like, you know, there are people that have the skill set that, like you, that know what's going on. And there are people like me that are really hard-headed and will try to throw money at a problem and just, you know, play with it as I see fit and then forget about it and never come back to it because, you know, I don't have instant gratification or I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to figure it out. And then I'll spend $1,000 in Google and to get my short video in front of people who are trying to figure out how to grow flowers. You know, it's like got so much out of that ad. So anyways, you've got an entire itinerary. Jump into it. I'm going to be quiet. We've got a lot of questions, guys, in the comment section. Ask your questions because Caleb's here. He's going to be a part of our mastermind in Vegas. So we're going to have more access to him. We'll probably do this a couple more times, but the motivation behind this for me is a gentleman in Roughneck Real Estate, Anthony. He has a very light budget in pay-per-click ads, and he's doing tremendously well. And I just want to throw just a little bit of money at it and see what it produces. And Caleb came recommended. Other people use him. Jeff in Roughneck Real Estate, Andrew in Roughneck Real Estate, and you just got on with Propelio today. Yep. So
that was last night. So that's going to be fantastic. We're going to be doing a lot of great things. And little exclusive here, I guess, for their website users, so the 49 and 99 a month packages, I'm going to actually be creating an entire training. Like I'm talking from top to bottom of everything, on page, off page, pay-per-click, the whole thing is going to be right there. So if you're like, I kind of want to do this myself, you know, don't have a lot of extra money to spend on this stuff, well, this is coming up. We'll actually be recording it here over the next month or so and get stuff live in January. So I'm excited. That stuff's going to be fantastic. So
yes. Yeah, like I'm like everything that Propelio has done ever since I've been involved with them. You know, anyways, tremendous group of people.
Yeah,
I know that you're going to bring a ton of value to that, and I can't wait for those videos to come out for myself because, you know, obviously I just wouldn't spend $1,000 trying to get YouTube followers. I just want people to subscribe to my YouTube so I can turn on so I can monetize some of these videos. You know what I mean? But anyways, so what you got our itinerary? Jump into it. We got your shared screen up. Let me know when you need it on the screen. Go into what SEO is and all of the things. Like, let's get into it.
Sweet. So for those of you guys that don't know, SEO is search engine optimization. Basically, long and short of it, taking your site, popping it up there onto the Google rankings. So we're just going to kind of go through a lot of kind of the basics of what you guys need. So I do see a few questions. I'll get to them, Gabe. I see where you're headed. We'll head there. So if you want, you can pop up my screen. So we'll actually get started here with some stuff. Let me know when it's up. I'm going to come back to this. There it is. All right. Can you guys see that? All right. Give me a thumbs up or something like that. If you can see it, if I need to zoom in, let me know. Would be happy to. Andrew's on here. I'm going to totally use his site to show you guys a few things. He gave me the okay, so so we're all set there. So essentially, guys, there's two main parts to SEO: on page and off page. Pretty simple, on and off. On page, well, it's on the website. So that's the most important thing, hands down. Kind of like what you just said here, Corey, where, you know, you got that site built, stuff was kind of there. On page is the foundation to everything. And unfortunately, a lot of other, you know, quote unquote SEO guys, they, you know, say, oh, on page. Yeah, we're doing that. No, they're not. Just flat out. And I tell people this all the time. Let me look at it. Like, don't just take somebody's word. Like, let me look at it. I don't care if you pay me or not. I literally don't care. I just want to make sure that you're not getting kind of ripped off. Honestly, I tell people that all the time. So
I got ripped off.
Before you get any other sites built, listen to me. Come ask me. All right. Because listen, this is one thing that drives me crazy is that people just don't know how to do it. And they sell people, oh, look at this. And they're in it for the money, not to help somebody. So that's my own little kind of a rant there. So let's just look at this real quickly here, guys. There are a couple things with on page that you guys need. One of essentially three different sites here. One, an investor carrot site, a Propelio site, or a custom WordPress site. So we're just going to go ahead and pick on Andrew here a little bit. He's got an investor carrot site. So I'm going to go ahead and copy his URL. And so what we're going to look for here is what's called heading tags. All right. These are the biggest things. Kind of Google is, they're kind of lazy. They don't want to read through your entire site, right? They don't want to know everything. They just want to get the gist of who you guys are. This is how they kind of tell that. I do this for all my clients here. So let's just go ahead and pop in Andrew's link and click analyze. And you guys can use this anytime. This is free. Don't charge for any of this. It is steelmarketing.org/heading parser. So you guys can go check that out. Not sure if I can drop it in like comments here or anything. I don't think I can, but hopefully you guys can see that there. So let's just take a look here at some of his. All right. So we got H1s and H2s. So just a good rule of thumb here. H1 tags, you want no more than 2 of them. H2 tags, you can have up to 8 to 10 in that general kind of a range. And you want the keywords to be in there, right? From here, you can see this stuff. This is what people type in here. You know, this is something that doing this alone, all the rankings for you guys will shoot up just by doing this properly. And just literally popping in H1, H2, H3 and 4 tags, right? I think there's H1 through 6. So, but mainly ones are H1 and H2. So guys, if at any moment you have any questions, shoot. I am here. I'm checking them. This is a huge one. Next thing, in all the metadata stuff. So if you guys have an investor carrot site that's in kind of the carrot SEO part there. So we're going to look at what the heading title is, all of this stuff here. So again, you want some things to be in here that are going to be keywords, right? This is going to be the title of it. So what this is.
Zoom in a little bit.
Say it again.
Zoom in a little bit. Zoom in on the, there you go. Yeah.
Sweet. So this is the title and the description. So this is what shows up online when you try to look this up. So let's open up a new tab. Let's go to Google and let's just look up Andrew's stuff here. Oh my gosh. Colorado Cash for Keys, if I could spell. Lord have mercy. So we're gonna go ahead and look this up. We're gonna find this homepage here. It should show up. We're gonna do this. Give me 1 second. We're gonna do some cool stuff here. If you guys ever want to know this, if you guys just do site : and pop that in, it's gonna pull everything. So if you see this here, this is what shows up, and it matches this exactly right here. So all the metadata is what shows up when you search anything. All right, so you can see that here. So these are these are the two most important things. Like if you had to just do 2 things on a website ever, those are the 2 things that you need to have, no question. So James, index but hidden text. Can you elaborate a little bit more? Are you just talking about hiding text from mobile versus one of the desktop looks? Like what are you hiding specifically? Let's see. So Gabe, hidden but searchable pages can help with SEO. So yes, Gabe. So I do see what you're. Okay. So I guess James, I think you were maybe responding to him. I don't know. But so yes, hidden pages that are hidden from the main menu. Those can still help with SEO as long as they are searchable and indexed. Basically, if it's indexed, if you're curious, you're like, is it indexed? Is it not indexed? You come right here online. You just go to Google and oops, there we go. And we're going to go to Google and you just type in site : no space, whatever your site is, and it's going to pull everything. So you see here, there's 118 results. So, you know, you can go through there and look at some of that. So that stuff's pretty helpful. So does that help a little bit?
Hey, something you still marketing. I'm on your website on my other screen because anyways, I searched sell my house fast Corsicana, and I wanted to kind of see what their websites, put it into your deal. But I got to give you a phone number and my email to make it work. I got to give you a piece of me so you can remarket to me. I love your funnel, Caleb.
I appreciate it.
Do what?
I appreciate it. So actually, if you click on the free SEO audit, that's what that is. That's actually a complete audit. But just a little under there's actually links to click on the H1 and H2 and metadata. You can just use those as is.
Okay, I'm going back mute, Mike. I'm going back mute, and I'm going
sweet.
We'll continue to play over here and come back with something.
Sweet. So yes. So James, absolutely. So if it's not in your navigation or any of the breadcrumbs hidden or anything like that, it still can help with SEO. Absolutely. As long as as long as you've got it optimized. So H1 tags, metadata, whatever kind of the contents in there, images, all the alt text inside of those, if you do all of that stuff, absolutely that page so definitely want to make it as easy as possible. So guys, another big thing as well is your content. So I'll be honest here. Most sellers, they're going to look at this top half of the screen right here, right? They're going to see this and maybe down to here, maybe. All right. And that's it, right? That's all that they're going to look at. So whatever you have up here has got to be convincing enough to say, hey, okay, so my house, this is great. Let's go ahead and do this. And they're just going to call you, right? That's the majority, of how individuals think is they just see what's up there and they're going to call you immediately. The rest of this stuff down here, all the other pictures, all the content, all of that stuff, that is purely, I would say not about 90% is going to be for SEO purposes. 10% of people are going to actually go through and read this stuff. So if you read all of this, you would see, okay, these are similar things being said, different ways, because there's only so many ways as an investor, right, that we can say, I'll buy your house, right? Like there's only a certain amount of words we can use to put that in there. And same thing with just about any other kind of like a business, you know what I mean? But this is huge. 1,000 words. That's key. All right, guys, that is huge. 1,000 words is what I say. You've got to shoot for that. You've got to have that. Most people are too lazy to write that much. Hire a content writer. I mean, there's VAs out there that do great work that are 5-6 cents a word. $1,000, or excuse me, $1,000. That'd be crazy. 1,000 words, $50-$60, right? Super cheap for you to not do any of it. So all of your content is absolutely crucial. So now another thing, for those of you guys that do not have either Investor Carrot, Propelio, a lead propeller site, I don't know, REI, XL, right? I've heard of a bunch of those. Let's go ahead and look at, this is another client of mine. They do garage repair stuff. So, but just want to show you guys this. This is called GT Metrics. Again, free tool. You guys can use this. This is phenomenal. So I'm not going to get too far into this because it is going to be, we could spend hours just on this stuff alone, but we can help fix that stuff. But as you can see here, if you punch that in, hit test, it's going to pull all of this in here. And what this essentially is it shows how fast your site loads and a few other things that are crucial for SEO. So if you guys have a WordPress website, this is for you. You guys need this. You need to look at this. So
this is loading slower than most porn I try to watch.
Well, it analyzes a lot more than just that stuff. So, but man, this stuff is crucial. And so as you can see here, and just so you guys know, this stuff changes all the time. Earlier today, I looked at this. This was 91 and this was like 86 or 84. So it does go up and kind of down sometimes. You guys do have to watch that stuff.
Can you zoom in just a little bit?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect. So what this stuff is, in a lot of the fancy stuff, is a lot of the images, a lot of other things that if you guys have a website individual that created a WordPress site for you, they should, keyword here, should be able to help you with some of this. Now, I'll be really honest. I don't think I've ever seen a site that's perfect 100 across the board here. You just want to shoot for anything in kind of the green here. All right, so this needs to come up, but as long as it's really 85 and above, you're pretty much the So guys, that is pretty much the the short end of things on the on-page optimization. Big things: heading tags, metadata, content, and speed. Those are the big, kind of the key 4 things. Again, we could go all night just on this particular stuff here.
Right.
But guys, any questions? We'll be happy to try and answer them about any of that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, this is Roughneck Real Estate, so let's roast somebody else's website. I pulled up the #1 ranking sell your house in Corsicana site here. You can see it. Now, you said earlier that the very top of this is going to be, you know what I mean? Like you said basically it needs to be clean. To me, this looks jumbled. Like jumbled.
This as well. If you just look at the heading of that site, just from the menu and above, how do you contact them?
Yeah, I mean, there's a contact us, you know.
Can you one click or look at it and say, this is definitely how I get to them immediately?
No, and you have to send them an email. You can't even call them. So that would piss me off. If I'm 92-year-old grandma that just has a little bit of computer knowledge, this doesn't do me any good.
Absolutely. And those are the individuals you've got to really think about, because most of the individuals' houses that I've ever had under a contract, wholesaled, done a rehab on, anything, the vast majority of them have been 50, 55 and older, right? Just how I see things. So I think about that. Okay, how is a 55-year-old going to think about this? How is a 70-year-old going to think? They're going to want to call me, right? They're of a generation that they're going to want to pick up the phone and talk to me. They're not going to want to fill out some robot form that they don't know who it's going to go to and this and that. So having a number there is huge.
So
red. Love it.
The stats. Yeah, like, so this is the #1 site in Corsicana. Obviously, SEO, the first one that came up. And they don't even have an H2 heading. None.
Terrible.
So, you know, obviously I don't know where to go from here. But that was the thing that struck me when I first put it in here. And then, of course, I go back to the website and I'm listening to you talk and I'm looking at the website while you're talking. And, I mean, this seems like a really low barrier to entry to get to #1 in Corsicana. I mean, this is obviously, I'm sure this site works. It's obvious. It's #1. Whatever's going on in here, it says Corsicana 472 times. But essentially, you could get to page 1 of Corsicana. I mean, how much effort would that take? Would it take a lot of effort? I mean, it wouldn't take much.
Here's what I would do. I literally would say this. Let's just use as an example an investor carrot site, just a plain old regular site. If you changed, you added 1 H1 and 6 or 7 H2 tags. That's it. Like typing out, we buy houses, name of that city, sell my house fast. You'd show up top 5 probably in a day or 2 just by doing that. As long as it's indexed, but just by doing that, because that's pitiful. And again, guarantee you they have some SEO kind of, whatever, that doesn't know what they're really kind of doing. It's pretty obvious there. So the fact that they are, Andrew, I mean, listen, dude, that site's terrible. You're spot on. I mean, it's just something that, again, it's sad, man, but it happens. People pay too much for crap. Just it.
I'm buying, of course. I ain't gonna say what I'm buying because you snaky motherfuckers will steal it from me. So I'm on Propelio over here right now.
There it is. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm on Propelio and I'm buying me a domain name as we speak, and we're gonna play with this a little bit. I don't know. I've never bought a domain name from Propelio, so I might not have it. It might not go this fast. I don't know.
My site. Well, look at that, Gabe. I mean, that's permission. I'm going for it. Let me pull it up here. Hang on. When are we talking? We're talking on Tuesday. So let's see. Here it is. All right, let's look at it, dude. Let's check this out. All right, let's pull up his site. All right. So what is this on, Gabe? I'm curious. Powered by Asterisk. This is built on Elementor, my guess is. I don't know. Where's my Google Chrome here? I guess it's built on Elementor. Am I right? Or one of the Beaver Builder sites. One of those two. One of those two. Let's see. Waiting for the comment to see if I'm right. I mean, I know that I am, but all right. So let's just look at this. I'll wait for him to let me know that I'm right. So let's just check it out. So let's go ahead and pop this in. I'm going to go ahead and move some things over so it's a little easier for me to get to things. So let's look at your H1 and H2 tags here. All right, let's just check them out. So in here, let's see. So you get the same thing twice. All right, no, big no. All right, so H1, you know, this isn't bad, but let me say this. Is somebody going to type in this stuff exactly? Chances are not so much. Here, I'll zoom in, James. Thanks for letting me know. I'll zoom in here. So this is what he's got here on H1, H2. So, you know, he's got two H1s. That's a good thing. What they are, though, is not that great. So another thing that you guys want to think about as well, and I'll show you how to do this in a second. But you guys want to look at what keywords are there. What are your top keywords? And how to find those. There's a lot of free kind of tools out there. Yeah, Gabe, your on page does, dude. We're going to have to chat. We're going to need to get this fixed. James says, I meant on Gabe's web form box. Picking on it. Let's go back and look at it. You know, you're right. I'll zoom in a little bit too. So, you know, this is okay. I'm not a fan of it. It's a little, I think about this for somebody that's a little bit older. It's a little bit harder to read. Right here, this kind of stuff here. So we need to make that a little bit easier there. You know, a lot of the white over here is just because I've got my screen extended out. So ignore that part of it. But yeah, exactly, James. That background washes it out, man. So, you know, you definitely don't want that. Another thing on here, did an 11-year-old make this site or an investor? Just being honest here. Right? What tells me here that you're a legitimate human being, that you know what you're up to, and that I can trust you? On this, a cartoon background, it doesn't tell me I trust you. It doesn't. It just flat out. This does not tell me, hey, I trust this site. So, you know, animated video, that's one thing. That's okay to have that. But we need to see you. We need to see an acquisition manager. We need to see somebody on here that is a, you know, somewhat trusted source here, that people can say, hey, this is a real human being. I can talk to him or her, and I can see that. So, man, that's what I would say here is get some images of real humans on here and really yourself. And you should get videos with yourself and sellers. Any of the testimony videos you can get would be huge. Now, how many of you guys want to know how to find keywords that people are actually searching in? Anyone? Can I see a show of hands? Anybody? I'm going to do it anyway. I got one hand right there, Corey. Sweet. All right, so let's jump into this, man. Let's go to a new tab here. I'm going to take you guys into AdWords here. And so let's go just take a look at this. All right. This is huge. For you guys that don't know how to set up an AdWords account, it's pretty simple. You literally go to Google AdWords. Don't put that P in there. You want to spell it right. Geez Louise. All right. So right here, just sign up there. You don't want to sign up for AdWords Express. That's a piece of crap. You want to go for real AdWords. If you need help creating one, let me know. Would be happy to help. Because you don't want, did not want to zoom in. Hang on. Let me zoom back out. All right. So we want to get this right. So let's just pick a random account here. I don't know. We're going to pick back on Andrew's site here. This is old stuff, but so what you do here is when you get into your screen here, is
zoom in again, like the 10, like zoom way in.
How's that?
A little more. It's annoying on your screen, but it's great on ours. There you go. That's great.
Sweet. All right. So what we're going to do here is this is the screen that it's going to look like when you guys get in here, when you first log in. It's going to have all of the metrics. There's going to be a lot more stuff here. We're not running ads at the moment on this one, so you're not seeing anything. So you're going to go to Tools and Settings. You're going to go on Planning and click down here. And you're going to go to Keyword Planner. All right. Again, Tools and Settings, Planning, Keyword Planner. So this is going to help you guys know and see what people are actually searching and actually typing in. So we're going to type in Discover New Keywords here. And let's go ahead and let's type in Sell My House Fast, We Buy Houses, Cash for Houses, Buy My House, I Buy Houses, We Buy Homes, right? We'll just start there. And, we'll throw in some foreclosure keywords in there too. Just for you, Corey. Stop foreclosure, how to stop foreclosure. All right, sweet. Then you're just going to click on Get Results. So now what this is going to do out of the gate here is this is going to pull any of the metrics. First off, it's going to pull in the entire US. So you want to specify this, but and if we hover over here, I'm gonna extend out just real little bit. See what this nope. All right, let me see if it messed anything up on you guys. Can you guys see it still? Are we still good? I think so.
We're still good.
Sweet. All right, so what we're going to look at and just hover. This is November of 2018, that almost 100,000 people in the U.S. in November, in a slow month, now obviously the U.S., looked up things related to what I typed in. Sell My House Fast, We Buy Houses, Cash for Houses, I Buy Houses, that type of stuff. That's a lot of individuals. Let's just go ahead and pick.
Could you go down to it all the way down to a city, or do you have to just limit it by state?
We can go as specific as a zip code. So what would be a good zip code here? Or city, or whatever.
75110.
In the Ukraine?
No, that's not the Ukraine. Or maybe it's 77110. All right. Well, Trump's got us. He's got us all messed up on Ukraine. 76642. We'll just do growth back.
42. What the heck?
No, 766. 766. Apparently, anything that starts with 2 sevens is Ukraine.
Wait, 76642.
No results found.
Not do anything. All right, we're going to just pick Waco, Texas, because we're going to just do that. All right.
Okay. Hey, Leon County would be a great county, by the way.
Leon County. Let's pick that. Wonderful. Well, you should be able to go by zip code, but for whatever reason, this is. You know what? I know why. This is Keyword Planner, not AdWords. Two separate things. If you were on AdWords, it would work just fine. So, long story short, you can type in county, city, state, and clearly not all zip codes. But let's just type in where I'm at, 37128. What in the world? So I guess you can't. So, all right, fun fact, learn something new. Can't type in zip codes in Keyword Planner. Google AdWords campaign, you sure can. So good to know. So let's just look at this. So this area, 202,000 population, it says. So we're talking about 1,100 different keywords here. Now we can go through these and just look, right? So here's the ones that I typed in. So Cash for Houses, there are average on an average monthly basis, 10 people a month looking that stuff up. All right. 10 saying We Buy Homes, 0 We Buy Houses. That's interesting to me because in most places it's exactly opposite. It's We Buy Houses that has more, not We Buy Homes. So every area is not necessarily the exact same. And you can scroll through here and look. Okay, this obviously buying a house. Okay, you don't want this. Get rid of that. Buying a house with cash, get rid of that one. Houses for sale, get rid of that one. This is why it's called Keyword Planner. It just gives you ideas and spits out ideas. And you got to go through here and look at some of the, just look at this. So look, cash offer on your house. Now we're getting somewhere. We buy houses for cash near me.
Sell my mobile home. Leon County would bring it in. Yes, sell my mobile home right there.
So let me tell you this.
10 whole people.
Mobile homes are pretty darn, they get searched a lot and there's not a lot of competition out there. I've got one individual that they had created their own page about mobile house. They literally took what I created and just duplicated it and put the word mobile in front of houses for the entire thing. And they do incredibly well, and they get leads out the wazoo. I mean, it's crazy because most people don't think to do that stuff. I mean, it's nuts. So guys, this is huge. This is how you guys can figure out, okay, how many people are in my area looking stuff up. And the great part is, if you're like, okay, when should I run AdWords? You know, what should I kind of do? Very top up here, you can kind of hover and see what, you know, how many individuals historically have searched things related to what you have typed in a month in your area that you choose.
I love how almost every month, every search is on mobile.
Yeah, right. So what that tells you is, and so you can go back as far as 2 years and look, okay, so November of 2017, there was 10. November of 18, there was none. Nobody looked anything up. So something was happening then. But February, look at that spike, right? We see that same kind of a spike here, all right? But look at that red, man. Mobile, mobile, mobile. That stuff's huge.
You know, this is pretty interesting because this is exactly how our business trends. Leads are really hard to get in October, in November. Once the holidays hit, people just don't give a shit about their problems. They're gonna ignore them, and then it picks back up, you know, in January, and obviously February is the best month. Now this is Leon County. You know, I'm almost sad that we didn't do like Navarro County or Ellis County or some county closer to Dallas.
Well, it's one.
You know,
do that.
This is an amazing. I mean, I'm just amazed by the stats in such a small town because I wanted to see it because obviously that's where I'm going to be running my ads.
Yep.
So I want to see what it would.
I mean, you see this here, man, and you can choose, and you know you can go all available. So you can pick every data point that they've got. Going back to 2015, so you can look at that. Some areas have more data. I bet you out of the Dallas area, there would probably be, you know, we're going back to, you know, probably 2011, 12, 13-ish. You know, there's probably a lot of that extra kind of the data there. But, I mean, so, you know, you can follow this and look at that, man. So, so guys, any questions on here about using that? Andrew, do you find sellers enter a search as buy my house fast or we buy houses fast more often? First, right. So that really depends on the area, and that's why you need to look at some of this stuff. So, you know, most people are going to type in something related to selling a house, trying to, you know, any of the we buy houses stuff. It means that they've seen any of the other bandit signs, any of the just anything that says that. They don't just know that. They've had to see a TV ad, see something to pull that up. And so you can thank a lot of the other larger kind of the nationwide kind of the companies there that, you know, go after that keyword hard. I've had individuals call me and say, hey, I saw one of your bandit signs. I'm like, what bandit sign? I don't hang any bandit signs. Well, it said we buy houses, and I typed it in and you showed up. So whatever other wholesaler was out there, hey, I made a check off of that. So that's fine. So it's things like that people look that stuff up. So definitely things related to cash for houses, sell my house fast, buy my house, things that people would know, you know, to type in of, you know, how can they help me? They wouldn't really know we buy houses unless they've seen it somewhere. So, Andrew, I always wonder what it feels or what we feel. Folks search is biased because we are in the biz. Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, there's part of that we know, certain things that, you know, we think, hey, they're going to look at this stuff. They're going to look at that stuff. You know, and that's why it's really important to, you know, look at a lot of that stuff and look at the analytics side of things. Google Search Console, that's a big one. You know, looking at that stuff gives you some insight, a little bit in that. When you run AdWords, it's pretty sweet because you can see what people are clicking and specifically what they are. And so that is, you know, that stuff's tremendous. Running ads. So any other questions here, guys, about finding any of the keywords here, looking at stuff? any of that stuff. We'll just give you guys a quick second before I get into the next part of it, off-page SEO, and just show you guys a few big things, things that are going to help you guys tremendously. Give you guys a quick second here. So let's go ahead and go back. I'll keep this. I'll keep this open here. I'm going to shrink this down so I can see any comments that pop in. So let's go back over here to my site for just a quick second here. We're going to look at the SEO services packages just to show you guys some things. I see Gabe has a question here. Would it help to use We Buy Ugly Houses for SEO since they have billboards everywhere? So you can use that, no question. Here's the one downside, though. They spend a heck of a lot of money on that, one. Secondly, I've heard people getting letters about using that. So you have to be really careful with those larger companies. You know, you have to be really careful. So, you know, We Buy Ugly Houses, I would more reserve that for pay-per-click, because you can, you know, that's a less trackable way for people to know and find out that you're using it. So I would reserve We Buy Ugly Houses for pay-per-click, not SEO. SEO should be more geared towards people, sell my house fast, buy my house, cash for houses, things like that, that people are going to search in. Yes, Jeremy, how many keywords did you say for each level header? So H1 tags, you need no more than 2. No more than 2. H2 tags, you can have up to 10. I would say 8 to 10 in that general kind of a window there. H3 tags do also help. So I sometimes put things, not necessarily keywords, but some other things in there. And, you know, just as an example, I'm trying to think of a website that would have a good example of that. But maybe, you know, I would use H3 tags as well as maybe some more long tail keywords as an example. You could put something in like, do you need to sell your house quickly in Fort Worth? You know, that a little bit of a longer heading there. I would maybe use that as an H3 tag, H4 even. So, you know, I would say this. Make sure that you have at least 1,000 words of content for 10 headers, H1 and H2 combined. You need to have 1,000 words. That basically equates out to 100 words per heading. All right. So if you have a site that's just full of headings and headings and headings and headings, well, Google knows that you're cheating. All right. We don't want that. So definitely that's crucial to make sure that, you know, that we have that correct there. All right. So let's see here. See that Corey tagged me on a post. I'm curious what it is. Let's see. All right, guys. So if you guys don't have any other questions about some of that stuff, we'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and add that to my timeline so people can jump in and join us. So we're going to jump in now to off-page optimization. All right, so off-page SEO, excuse me. Absolutely, Jeremy. Happy to help, man. So off-page SEO, creating backlinks, all right? What is a backlink? What is that? Well, let's go ahead and look at, again, Andrew's site. We're going to scroll down to the very bottom here. And we're going to look at this, and we're going to say, oh, look, SEO services by Steel Marketing. This is what's called an anchor text, right? Anchor text right here. Go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Let's go back down. Anchor text right here. If we click this, it's going to take us. I'm just going to open this into a new tab. It's going to take us to a different website. That's what one of the backlinks are. So Steel Marketing has a backlink from Andrew's site right there. All right, so that's what that is. So, you know, whether you get this from a press release, local citations, whatever. All right. So that is what that is. So just so you guys know that. Again, if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. Ask me. That's why I'm here. So Gabe, picture, names, and tags should also have keywords. Yes. So alt tags especially should have keywords. The captions should read like a normal sentence. You should not stuff keywords in there. It should read something like, do you need to sell your house quickly in Houston? I can help. We buy houses in Houston in any condition for cash or whatever, right? That sentence, that kind of the caption there, if you read that, you spoke that, it makes sense. You don't want to say, we buy houses Houston, sell house fast Houston, cash for houses Houston, because we buy houses Houston, right? Like that is keyword stuffing like crazy. So we don't want that, right? We want it to sound natural. But yes, images are definitely huge as well. I think I did mention that a little bit, but I didn't say how, wouldn't spend too much extra time on that, but it's definitely important. So getting high quality backlinks to your website is a very crucial part of the entire SEO process here. So we'll look at what I offer a little bit here, and I'll explain what these things are. And I've actually got some pretty sweet things. And I don't mean to sell you guys on this stuff. I'm not trying to. Just showing you that these things work extremely well. If you can find somewhere else to get higher quality, cheaper prices, what have you, hey, that's fantastic. Let me know. That's great. So we'll look at the SEO and then the a la carte stuff. So we'll take a look at that. All right. So just to go over a few of these things real quickly. A local citation. These are huge. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this page here. So these are huge. These are a company listing. Let's look at one. All right. This is on easylocal.com. You guys can go put this on there yourself if you want to. You guys can go look at this, and I'll zoom in again, learning to zoom in here. So this is one client I have out of Jacksonville. And so what you can see here, this shows their NAP, N-A-P, their name, address, and phone number. Name, address, phone number. That's what a local citation is used for, is to establish your company's NAP, name, address, phone number across the internet. This is important to have these things here because really Google's not going to know who you guys are unless you show them across the internet, right? They look at everything. So getting these things out there are extremely important. You guys can absolutely go and find a bunch of these yourself and put them in there. It is time consuming. It takes forever. It honestly really does. But these things are crucial. And this stuff helps you get ranked in the maps, right? That's where these help are incredible. These help you in the maps big time. So Andrew said, will Google still whip a site owner for stuffing? Yes, absolutely. If you keyword stuff, they will get you, no question. I know folks that have had sites up that have been completely taken off, that they will not index, they will not show up because they keyword stuff the crap out of things. So there's that fine line between telling them who you are and still making it look natural, right? You got to make it look natural. That stuff's huge. And the NAP, absolutely here, Gabe. NAP helps with your business credibility, big time. That definitely helps. Andrew as well, having an iconic image from each city page for which we're doing SEO, does that matter? Having an iconic image. In terms of SEO, having an iconic image does not help. However, having an image that people recognize, people know, people see, that sticks out to them and they can see those things, absolutely, that's going to really be something that is going to show them, hey, this is, I like this. This kind of makes me want to look more at this. So the more interesting images you have mainly helps with the sellers coming to your site, no question. So let's just take a look at these. So there's a few different options here. Again, you guys can totally do these on your own, no problem. But these are huge. I'll say this about a lot of the Yext stuff here. I've got a way for us to get them way cheaper. They charge you guys $1,000 per year. I can get them for $600 one time. That's huge. Purely because I've had an account with them for a very long time. And they still keep giving me those same cheap stuff. So that stuff's huge. So let's see, Andrew, could we do that for each of my own city pages I have? Absolutely, man. If we wanted to add a header image in the background, like that top header there, that is a city specific image, absolutely, we can definitely have that. No question. I definitely think that is that's huge. To try to make things as custom as possible. I don't think it's like it's priority number one. But if you've got the availability to do that, the area, you can take pictures yourself, even better, or you can find them online. That's fine as well. But yeah, absolutely, man. Let's definitely check that out for sure. So again, guys, local citations are key. Helping get your company established online, map rankings especially. Let's go look at another thing, a press release. All right, I've got an example of one that I'm going to pull up here. And let me figure this out real quick, because I've got to stop sharing my screen real quick. And then I am going to share screen again. And hey, Corey, you're going to have to you're going to have to show this again here. But this is a press release example. All right. Again, picking on Andrew here, going to zoom in for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and widen this out a little bit so you guys can see this. So, what this is this gets your company name out there. Now let's look at this. So, this got put in 447 outlets. That's crazy. That's a ton, right? These are like ABC, NBC, CBS, NBCs all over the entire US. Potential reach 49 million. That's insane. Now I'll be really honest. No people are going to actually read this stuff. This is mainly for SEO, right? That's what this is all about here. And you can see this, Fox, the Associated Press, all of these things. So, now this is in July is when this one was. So these press releases usually only stick for anywhere from a month to 6 months in that general range. So we're coming up closer to that, 5-month mark. So, here it is. You can see this. It's nothing crazy, kind of fancy. It's not, again, people aren't going to read this. This is more towards a lot of the Google end of things to know, okay, here's their name, a link to the website, things like that. But, again, you can see this here. This is in the Associated Press Exchange. This is the real thing. I mean, it's there. They have it. And then you can go through here and look at all of these different ones. It got published to all of these. So Andrew here got one of the backlinks from every single one of these. Fox 34, El Paso Times, right? They're just all over the place, but still, there's a ton of these. The CW,
Now,
all these. Yeah.
So if I make it absolutely crazy, like something like half man, half horse buys houses.
Right.
Will I at least get the trigger some fake news and get some shares? What are the chances that could happen? And is it legal and is it ethical?
Is it legal? Yes. You can do that. Definitely. Ethical. I don't think that I don't think that it verges on the ethical side of things, more as if you're trying to get shares out of it, that would definitely get some shares, because it would publish on a legitimate news site that you can share a link from whichever one. If we look at this, Kansas City, right? Let's just pick this. I'm curious to see if this is open. I don't know if my screen won't share, but it is not. So it's not open here any longer. Well, anyway, so yeah, I mean, you legitimately could, I mean, if you wanted to, write about that and get it to share, right? I mean, I've seen crazy things like that. So if that's what you're shooting for, absolutely.
I just need my YouTube out there in front of the world. So if I make up some bullshit, like
right.
if the fake gurus are going to do it, I may as well. I'm going to think of something. I'm going to think on this. My first AP press release is going to be absurd. I can promise you that.
Well, we'll talk about that. We'll look at it. I definitely think that some of the websites would probably pull that off, probably. But you know, for the most part, some of these guys don't even catch it.
I can write a real news article about burning down a house with the video of me burning down a house on there.
You sure could. I mean, if you want to get charged for
that might work. Sure. We're going to give it a go, Caleb. We're going to talk about this off camera because I don't want to have to consult an attorney. You know, when that first hit the internet, that was the first time I knew what I'd done was arson. But luckily, I think the statute of limitations have gone by.
That's perfect, man. That's fantastic. So what Andrew said here is that large reach merely so Google's crawlers see my site and it enhances relevancy. Absolutely, that's part of it. Yes, no question. The fact that they see your company name, you know, the fact that they see you out there helps that relevancy factor big time, no question. But also you get a link to your site from all of these. You know, that is huge as well, because that's another one of the ranking factors is how many high authority, trusted, credible sites do you get backlinks from? So when you get one of the backlinks from some of these things here, I mean, that are legitimate news sites, I mean, that helps a ton. No question there. So, I mean, that stuff is huge. So, I'm gonna stop sharing that screen. We're gonna go back to we're gonna go back to the internet browser here and pop this back up here. So I hope that helps you guys see that a little bit about what that is. You know, some of that stuff. You know, there's a lot of press release sites out there. And heck, in fact, I'll give you guys one of them now. This is not who I use. I've used this stuff in the past. I actually don't use a particular service. Friends of mine and myself kind of have pooled a lot of things together to make things better than what we've found anywhere. So einpresswire.com. You guys can check this stuff out. I don't remember. Let's go to pricing. Let's just see what one is. You can get a basic one for $49, or you can get a premier one. So you can get 10 releases for $400. That's $33 a pop here. And you can see that it gets shared out to, does it say how many places it gets shared out to? I don't believe it does. Well, either way, this gets shared out to a whole bunch of things. So, you know, this could be helpful. You know, I've used those guys in the past for some other things. You know, they're not bad. But you know, definitely is something that you know, that stuff is gonna help a ton. And then this is another thing as well here, guys, that you guys can do this anytime. What's called a Web 2.0. All right. Now this is a little bit, you know, I'll zoom in a little bit, but Web 2.0, this can be time consuming a little bit. All right. Basically what this is you create another website essentially that links back to yours. So on a free other site, some of them are paid, some are free. But this is an example of one, all right, where you write an article, or if you're smart, you can just use one of the Investor Carrot articles or whatever, and spin it or rewrite it or do whatever, and pop it in here. and include your company information. Just take a look at this. Who owns this? Blogspot. Who owns that? Guess who? A Google site. Yeah, they own this as well. They own everything. So this is another one of their sites that they own. So my guess is that they're probably going to see this here. If they own it, they're probably going to look at it. And so if you guys go to Google, right, let's just go there right now. Let's just go to Google. Let's just type in list of web 2.0s. Let's just look at these. Here we go. Look at that. Best 2.0 list to get. Do follow backlinks. Look at that. So here you go. Here's a bunch of them right here. Here's 14 solid ones. If you guys started here, this would be great. I'll tell you guys this right now. Express home buyers, right? You guys have all heard of them. You've seen them everywhere. I can tell you this. They get a backlink from Weebly, from Wix, from Tumblr, from Blogger, Medium. They get backlinks from all of these. I can tell you that. I've seen them. You were saying something, Corey?
I was saying zoom in a little bit.
Zoom in. Any better?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sweet. So, you guys can look at these and see these things and see them here. I mean, and there's a ton of these. This stuff is crucial. This is, just some of them. You can find different ones. Here we go. Look at that. More web 2.0s. You just go on here and create. Look at this list. This is huge. Look at all these. There's 110 plus. There's 124 of these listed right here. This is just a simple. Guess what? I went online, looked it up, and here this is. So this stuff is huge. You can spend time doing this stuff. You can hire it out, do whatever you want to, but this stuff here is crucial. It really does help. It does a lot of stuff there. So yes, absolutely. Express home buyers, they rank everywhere. I've outranked them a few times, so that's fun. But yeah, no, they do a really fantastic job on everything that they put out there. I mean, they crank it out. They spend money on it. They have to. But yeah, guys. So look, any other questions about things, guys? I mean, those are really the big things off-page SEO wise. And there's a lot of other methods out there, but basically just getting high quality, high authority links coming to your site, right? That's really the biggest, most important thing. Wherever you can try to find those at, there's a whole bunch of them. So guys, I hope this has been helpful. That you guys can see and use some of these practical tips to really help you guys try to rank higher.
So I've got some questions. All right. Yeah. So we just went over everything SEO, which is obviously, it was all French to me. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I really like the tools you have on your website where we can go like spy on our competition and see how we can be better than them. But this is definitely something that I'm going to hire out because I don't have time to mess with it. But when it comes to Google AdWords, like I know it's on a market by market basis, but what should you spend per lead on a Google AdWord? Like if I'm going to commit to it right now in a, I don't know, like in a hot market versus a not hot market, like what, I mean, you do Google AdWords for people too, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So
what should somebody expect to pay per closing? Getting one across the table, what number do you see people getting so they can kind of have an idea? Because I think too many people quit before they get there. You know what I mean? They're too conservative at the beginning, and then it doesn't work, and then they say to hell with it. Kind of like what we did, but of course we got ripped off too.
Yeah. So, I'll say this as well. This is extremely important. Most people don't think about this. People I have that I help, some can close really well. Some can't close at all. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you who is who, but honest to God, it depends on what these individuals or how these individuals can close, right? What's their ability to close? So, on average here, good quality lead, you can expect in a decent sized area, right? Not kind of the backwoods, but not Phoenix, Houston, big areas. You can expect to spend roughly, $100 to $250 per lead, not per click, but per lead. That's where you can kind of expect to be around that range. At the moment, I do have some folks, and that's high side of it. I've got folks right now that are averaging about $35 a lead on the Adword.
Amazing. That's amazing.
So, they're obviously in a little bit smaller areas, a little bit more competitive areas. Obviously, things are a little bit higher. We just looked at somebody. I help out of the Austin area. They're averaging about $60 per lead. That's phenomenal.
And then on the flip side of that, whenever I think about this is why it's critical to have an agent on your team, because that lead that you're talking about might not want to sell at a price that works for you.
And that's why I said, who can close the most?
Yes, but they definitely want to sell their house. So you've got to go in there and you've got to, of course, when you're building the value of your agent, and this is just what I'm going to add to this. I don't want to get off target, but what I always do, if I've got a seller that wants to sell, they all have a cousin or an aunt or an ex-girlfriend that's an agent. Everybody knows a real estate agent. Hell, you can't throw a rock outside of a Starbucks and not hit one. So you've got to build the value of your agent when you're there with the seller. And what I do is I just tell them, hey, look, we do this at scale. We do multiple houses every single month. And these are the agents that we use because they get it done. They go the extra mile. They take the best pictures. They market it on social media. They put it out on a bunch of websites. They prospect with other real estate agents and email. That's why we use them. So you want to build the value of that agent, because if that agent gets the listing at $30 or $60, hell, it's not that hard to make your money back. That's under a referral fee that I know in Texas, they could pay you a referral fee that you would actually make money. Now, what we do with our agent is we make them pay for more marketing. We make them get out their credit card and run it into our system and something that's fair and pay for the marketing for the next round. That's how we get around finder's fees and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So we got a few questions coming in here from Colorado Cash for Keys himself. So let's look at what he has to say here. As an SEO PPC engineer, where would you personally drive your URL or drop the URL to gain the most eyeballs? I'm speaking about marketing, signs, letters, billboards. So I would I would drop the http://www. and just literally put Colorado Cash for Keys, right? Whatever.com. That's it. That's what I would say on any of the marketing stuff. Maybe www. or www. How many times? That's as far as I would go on that side of things. Really wouldn't put anything else. It's just gonna get too confusing. They're gonna be like, what is this HTTPS? What is that stuff? Don't want to confuse them too much. Let's see, how fast should you guys respond to someone who hits your site or calls you and missed you? 100% ASAP. The minute you see that come in, this blows my mind. People don't answer the phone. It's crazy. If you literally went in your market, pick the top 5 websites that I would say that are not express home buyers and the ugly houses guys and those individuals. I guess you could even try it, but see who picks up, right? Just pick 5. Who picks up? I would almost bet you that only 2 of them do. 1 or 2. That's it, I bet.
We'll do it right now.
Think about that. Check it out now. I guarantee you that not all 5 of them will answer. Guarantee you. So the minute you get a text, email, whatever about a lead, you call them like that. I mean, immediately, no question.
I'm calling right now. Let's see what happens. I think I might actually know who this is too. So that's awesome. I do know who it is. I most definitely know who it is.
Construction. I'm sorry I missed your call. Leave a message. And
TJ Cozen, you didn't answer the phone, son. I was looking at the top header and I was like, that sounds like something TJ would say or call himself. And anyways, I scroll down and here's a video of him dressed all sharp, looking all dapper.
Hi, Tim Cozen here with DFW Real Estate Buyers.
Tim Cozen with a nice video. What a great website, Tim. And he's ranked. I mean, so he's, it's working. It's working well. And he's got a phone number that I could call. But at 8:16 at night, he said, "No, I'm hitting ignore button on that." Or it probably showed up as Corey Thompson. That's probably what happened.
He showed
up as Corey Thompson. He said, "I ain't fucking you right now." Like,
that's awesome.
So yeah, you definitely have to answer the phone. I make that mistake all the time. One of the worst things, at least for me, everything has to be where I can get to it on mobile. Like I have to be able to get that on mobile. So what we've done is set up Zapier links to where it comes into my email lickety split. That way, all I'm doing is just dialing right off of that email, and I don't have to be able to interact with an app or any of that stuff. I mean, I don't know if I don't even know what I'm talking about because Jacob sets it up for me. But just maybe Caleb can tell you there's a website called Zapier.
That's exactly it. That stuff's huge. Using that, whatever is going to work for you to know, hey, I've got this lead. It came in. Let me get to it immediately. I think that's the biggest thing that most individuals just forget. Again, for whatever the reason, they're too lazy. They're too intimidated. Well, I don't know if I want to talk to this person. Talk to them. Their money's sitting there. Talk to them. Pick up the phone. If you're afraid about that, you just need to kind of do it. It's going to get better, but you need to just pick it up. So yeah, doing that stuff is definitely huge. Like I said, whatever's going to be easiest for you to say, hey, I have this lead. Let me get on it.
So I start from scratch right now. Maybe I have a Propelio website. I obviously just tried to set one up. What can I expect to spend with you right now? I don't want to do anything. I want the best of the best.
Sure.
Like I pay you right now, and how long until I've got Google ads running and stuff like that. What kind of turnaround and what kind of costs are we looking at?
Absolutely. So as far as what all of the numbers are, if we went after the premier SEO package there, that starts at $1,000 a month, purely kind of based on where you are. Basically, I don't want to charge somebody in Huntsville, Alabama, what I would somebody out of Houston. Two totally separate areas, right? Houston needs a lot of SEO everything to get you up there. Huntsville, not as much. So, most folks fall between $1,200 to $1,500 a month on that side of things. AdWords as well. I recommend spending at least $1,000 bare minimum. That's really what you need to spend to be successful at it. Larger markets, $1,500 to $2,000. If you're in Houston, out of the Dallas area, out of the Nashville area, any bigger area, $1,500 bare minimum, no question. So as far as getting things set up, anywhere, it really depends on how many people I'm helping set up. We can get it done as quickly as 3-4 days, upwards of about 2 weeks. Just again, depends on if we're building a website for you from scratch. Setting up a investor carrot Propelio site, one of those, much easier, much quicker. Getting ads set up takes about 3 days.
What if I wanted to grow my YouTube channel to over 1,000? Can you help me with that?
I don't do any of that stuff actually, but I know somebody who can actually. So I know people.
If you're watching right now, you're not subscribed, just know you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. So, anyways, Caleb, you're coming out to the Vegas Mastermind.
Yeah.
Going to be there. Get more in depth, maybe.
Absolutely.
And we're about to. I mean, I don't know when. Obviously, we got Thanksgiving coming up. We're not going to fire off a bunch of SEO right now. We're going to go. Me and Emery are about to head out of town and go to Colorado. Might link up with Andrew if he wants to head south a little bit. But yeah, we're going to be out of town, out of pocket. But we're going to link up after the holidays and get something started on our end. I look forward to getting everybody feedback on it because Andrew's been pleased with it. I'm ready to do some Google AdWords in very specific areas. I won't mention them on this live because, the snakes be slithering. I don't want to compete against y'all necessarily at the beginning. We'll get to it. But anyways, we're going to do some things in some third world countries as far as most investors are concerned. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the cost is. And we're kind of partners on a broker. One of our business partners is a broker, and we're growing out our downline of real estate agents within that. So we're going to we've got to have something to feed to them so they don't starve to death. So it's a good time for us to do this. It's a good time for us to get into this space right now after Thanksgiving. That's the main reason me and you started speaking, was because I've been thinking about it. Now that's been a 3-month process I haven't given it a lot of thought, but I've been like, when are we going to get some things off the table to where I'll actually be able to enjoy this, and it won't just be something else that is just kind of orbiting around like, oh, now I don't, it's like, I don't really need a lead for a house right now. I got plenty of leads. I don't have any money,
Right.
So we're about to fire this thing up. And I'm really looking forward to it. If people need to find you, obviously you got Steel Marketing. We went over your website and everything, but social media, where would be the best place to get in touch with you? Definitely
to the Facebook page. You can look up this name. I guess this is backwards here. Steel Marketing.
I see it straight up.
Look it up. You got stuff here and here. You can look at it. Check it out there. Shoot me a message over there. I get it right here. I usually am pretty quick to answer, even if it's at 8:22 in the evening. I'll still message it back. But yeah, so that would definitely be the easiest way.
And I will say that, like, Caleb follows up with me. I mean, he sent me a whole itinerary for this and was like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, I mean, I don't know what any of it means. So
you did.
Like, do you think we need to add or take something out? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what any of it is. It's French. I'm looking forward to it. Just know that. Like, I'm looking forward to learning these things. What you just showed us about seeing what people are trending. Like, I'm literally going to get off this live and just sit here and geek out on it.
Do it, man. Great.
I love data. Like, it'll be midnight and I'll still be sitting here. Like, I'll be in like Terrell County, Texas, which is out in West Texas. Just no shit. 4 people.
Export stuff, man. Export all. And the great thing is you can export all of that data. One tip though on that, take a screenshot of any of the bar graphs because they will not export that. So you will have to take a screenshot if you want to look at that. So I would definitely add that there. I like those. So,
dude, I really, really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
I love everything you just went over. Of course, some of it made sense. Some of it, it's like, is exactly why I want to hire somebody to do this, not do it myself. So, yeah, I look forward to everything. I look forward to you being there at the mastermind.
I'm excited.
And I look forward to getting started after the holidays on figuring out what we're going to do SEO wise. Like I said, this is going to be something we're just going to kind of do. I think, we can find that $1,000 a month in our budget to do it. And I want to see what the outcome is. Just mainly because we have that downline built out in our team to where even if anybody wants to sell a house, we can list it.
Yeah.
Period. So we're going to turn that on and we're going to do some other things. Like have you ever worked with a Brevity side or any of that? Like Brevity is a CRM. It's a pretty powerful real estate tool. EXP has a different CRM that they do these little landing pages and it's kind of slick. And so go ahead.
I've seen some of those and they're all, it just depends. A lot of them you can't optimize. Doing AdWords to them, that's one thing. Absolutely can do that without. question. Most of those things, CRMs, systems, don't set the websites up properly to be optimized, right? They don't include some of them. You can't even change heading tags, right? Like you can't even make things bigger or smaller or whatever.
Right.
It just is what it is.
Yeah, I did it with the Facebook ads. Do you do Facebook ads at all?
Personally don't, but I'm actually talking with somebody that I'm about to hire on to do them, and he's really good. So that will be coming soon. So almost, yes.
Well, and that's what I mean, this is years ago. Now Facebook's done taken all the good stuff away. There used to be a tag on Facebook. It was called likely to move. And that was the only tag you needed in life. Likely to move.
Man.
Pretty self-explanatory. But now all of a sudden,
government overreach messed the whole thing up.
Government came in and ruined it. They took that one away. I was like, why this one? What? Anyways.
Take away everything else, but leave me that one. I want that one. Yeah.
And Avi's been doing some stuff within, and I'm going to use it to try to do some rentals. But you know, the YouTube, the beginning videos at you know, the ads videos, it's got some really specific, looking to rent, looking to sell, looking to buy tags that you can get to. And I know that you probably know what I'm talking about. But of course that's a video ad, and you've got to, if you're going to run that kind of video ad, you've got to have a video that people want to watch. And that's the hard part. How many people do you watch any of the YouTube ads? I don't, unless it's by accident. I mean,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, skip. Okay, got it.
Dang, but that's it. Like, so, but they've got a better ad product now. At least YouTube does, where they leave the banner at the bottom, which is probably expensive. But if you can figure that out and you know how to do that, then there's a lot of people that love making videos and are great at it. There's a guy named Dutch Jackson in Roughneck Real Estate that can make videos phenomenal. And anyways, I mean, I think that would work for him. So there's a lot that you can do with this, you've got a really, really valuable skill set. And I'm glad to have you in Roughneck Real Estate, the group, and looking forward to working with you.
Absolutely, man. Hey, overall, happy to be here and just here to help. I mean, that's it. So you guys need anything, would be happy to try and help. Not expecting anything out of it, just honestly here to try to help here. So
awesome, man. Well, you get some rest. I'm gonna go play around with this with these Googles, guys. If you got any questions, it doesn't look like
I don't see anything here. I've been checking them.
But reach out to Caleb on Facebook, on his Still Marketing Facebook page if you want more information or anything like that. And we'll be linking up here after the holidays. Thanks for coming on.
All right, man. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Later.